2, 3.
Hey everyone! Thank you for tuning in to the 4+1 podcast. We are the 4+1. Today is our very first episode, and so we wanted to introduce ourselves as well as tell a little bit about what the 4+1 podcast is. My name is Nou Chi.
I'm Pheng.
My name is Chang.
My name is Saw.
I'm Elijah.
And so the purpose of the 4+1 podcast is to encourage you all and as well as share our own personal experiences and insights with you all, kind of give our own perspective on things, and that's pretty much what it's about.
Live your purpose out loud.
Live your purpose out loud.
And so our very first topic or subject today is going to be on life lessons and life advices. So what do you guys have to share with us today about that?
I was reading a manga, right? Vagabond, one of the best quote right from there. Do you see how evident you are?
But what?
One of the quote from the manga Vagabond. Excuse me. One of the quote right from there is the character himself. He wants to be infinite, to be strong and stuff, but the master is like, close your eyes and do not realize how infinite you are.
Infinite. That's good. That's a good word.
No, that's
I like
good.
that word. It's strong.
Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's like it has to do with like longevity and like whatnot too, dude. That's
Basically saying you can do anything you want.
Like
which is true.
almost like you're invincible in a way.
It's like you really just got to believe in yourself, like really, really just strive for more. Like, cause you never know how far you are from the prize. You could be like 5 years in as someone who started like last month. They could probably, they might be near the pot of gold, but you just got to give yourself a little bit more time. And by the time you know it, man, like you probably be higher where that person was that just started,
It's true. There's all dedication and stuff. Like, for instance, like we were talking about in like the other night, like, we all have 24 hours. If Kobe Bryant could become Kobe Bryant, why can't we get to his level?
right.
We all have the same amount of time. It's just how much you want to invest in yourself.
Hard work beats talent for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I said, it's just a matter if you put in effort and time into what you really want to do. Like it's almost like investing into yourself. Like that's like the main thing people don't get. Like you gotta invest within yourself to do what you really want to do.
Yeah. I think to add on to that word like infinite, which is really good. I like it. It's like you should give yourself that infinite amount of time, like working on yourself, all that an infinite amount of energy for yourself. I think that's good. I would take that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a very good one. You said it's from where?
The manga Vagabond. It's based on the Musashi Miyamoto, but it's more a fictional story of it.
Nice.
Read it. It's really good. It's life changing.
There we go.
Elijah, so do you have anything to share with us about life advices or lessons that you've learned?
Well, just recently I've been separating myself from my friends. It's like nothing bad. It's all love, but I noticed that you get to see how people really feel about you. And you really get to grow and mature, like just spending time alone with yourself, just growing and working on yourself.
That's good.
It's really true.
I think that's when you kind of learn, like, when your friends are there, or like, if you choose to distance yourself, it's like you'll see kind of what that distance does, like whether it's like, make it or break it kind of deal with relationships. But I think it's rewarding at the end of the day if you're the one who chooses to distance yourself from certain people, like you're winning at the end of the day because you did it for yourself. You've grown, you've matured from it.
Is there like a specific reason why you like chose to distance yourself, or is it just like you're ready for change, or like?
I felt like I was ready for change, and I just low key I've been tired of going out for real, so I became a homebody, and that's just how it started.
Yeah. Like cool. Honestly, that's good too. Like it's always good to change your environment if you know that it's not good for you. Like that's just one thing that people are not aware of. Like they're not aware of that they're in a bad environment. That's why they feel how they feel. Like it's always good to find change. Like people's like, I don't want to go out there and look for this and that, but it's sometimes you have to like adapt to that. It's just for like a better quality of life.
Like, I think some people, they're afraid to grow, to change, because, you know, it's something that's obviously different. But I think, like, from what I've seen and heard, you know, a lot of people who've taken that leap of faith and taken that chance, like, they've never looked back since then, you know? So I think it's a good thing that you do for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like one thing you have to always do is like sacrifice too, you know, like like you sacrifice like having fun and shit like that, and then you invest that time in yourself or other things, and it opens up other opportunities and shit like that, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, bro, you'll evolve like so much more than, you know, like let's just say you're still stuck like where you're at. You know, like that is one thing too. It's kind of like you never want to feel like you're being like stuck in life. Like whether you're comfortable where you're at, it's like you never sell yourself short, pretty much from what you could really do.
Never.
Yeah.
That's it. You know.
That infinite energy you should give yourself.
Yep. Feel infinite. Give yourself that
Vagabond.
boost. Yeah.
I think that's one thing that I've learned in life too, is like to love yourself. Like, you know, I hear that a lot, and sometimes like I always like tell people, like, I feel like when I give that advice, it's like, it sounds cliche, like yeah, it sounds like, you know, really just love yourself. Like easier said than done, honestly.
Yep.
But it's like once you really do like learn to love yourself, I feel like, you know, then you're like a whole different like level of like yourself, and it's like you almost feel invincible. You could do anything that you want, and it's like you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
so-
Like I said, to add on more to that, it's just, I've said it many times before, like as selfish as it sounds, you really got to make sure, you know, you yourself, you got to make sure you're good first before you could take care of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to make sure you have a strong foundation within yourself before you start adding more weight on top of your shoulder. Before you got to worry about taking care of this person, that person, or this thing and that thing. You got to make sure you're good mentally, physically, spiritually, and all that. Like, you know, you got to be infinite and beyond.
I think like one advice that I would like give to anyone would be like, you know, aside from loving yourself, I think just saving money, because, you know, like we say in this world, like everything has to do with money. And I think, you know, start young. Like even if you make like only $100 a paycheck, like start saving like $5 or $10, something reasonable, you know, because in the long run, like you're gonna want money, because that's literally gonna be what's gonna take you places.
Patience pays off.
Patience
So,
is
yeah.
key.
Honestly, save money and love yourself. Like those two, I try to keep in mind like every day, and I remind myself every day to do that, because it's true. Like, can't do nothing when you're broke, and you know, if you have like a future that you want to plan for, then you know you gotta just kind of start with that.
I agree.
And here I am at work at Amazon shopping.
Yeah.
Getting packages like
Every 2 days.
every 2 days.
The text, hey, got a package.
All those like
Yeah.
Again?
streaming services, subscriptions, all that. Yeah. Go ahead, Pheng. What's something you guys share with?
One thing I like to share is get money, fuck bitches.
Get money, fuck.
Just kidding. But yeah, like for us though, like honestly, my advice to everybody is get yours. Like, you know, like don't worry about another man's hustle. Like worry about your own. Keep focused. Like keep your eye on your own plate. You know, like don't worry about like how much he has, how much they have, what they're doing. Like focus on you and your goals and your shit. You know, like don't stay in your lane. Basically,
Keep
you
your
know?
Pretty
eyes
much.
on your own paper.
Yeah, like don't compare yourself to others, because
Yeah.
literally like
'Cause, like-
everyone is different on a different
Because
road.
like I say, like it's all timeline, you know. It's like that person might get his career job before you do,
Yeah.
but shouldn't discourage you to like give up in life. You just got to keep pushing yourself until you get to where you need to be at. you
I hear that quote. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody chapter 20.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
good.
Like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
like that.
I think I learned that along the way too, like going through college, and you know, just being at the age that I'm at. Like there's so many people who's made it far already, and then you know, then there's like some who are barely graduating, and I learned that it's like, you know, it doesn't matter like where they're at, like just focus on yourself, because eventually you're gonna get there. Like maybe they like, you know, took different routes, and that's why they're already where you think you want to be, but there's a reason and a purpose why you are where you're at right now in life.
Because you know, like a lot of people, they stress themselves out a lot by comparing themselves to like somebody their age,
and that's
or like,
unnecessary stress.
or
Like,
like
comparison.
I think like because I feel like media has like social media has like a big part in all this
It
play.
really
You know,
does.
like,
It does, yeah, bro.
like, you know,
Especially the social media influencers, you know,
Yeah.
because how most of my so successful at a young age.
Right.
it's just like you see like this kid or like somebody your age like driving a nice car, but here you are still driving like a '98 Civic, and you're just like, oh, like man, what does he do? I need to get to his
Right,
level
yeah.
to be driving a
Yeah.
Mercedes or some shit, you know. But I say like it's just all priorities, you know. It's like focus on you, put yourself first, focus on yourself, your health, and then your time will come. You know, it's all
Yeah.
God's timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even adding more to that too is, you know, always count your blessings. Like that's just one thing too. It's just like people, they like I said, they always get so caught up in the moment. It's like they're like, man, I'm stressed about this, I'm stressed about that. But just take 10 steps back and just kind of look how far you become. You know what I mean? Look how far you've came to where you're at when you first started.
Yep.
Like,
And
damn, I came a long way.
yeah, it's like you look at where you're at now, and it's not like where you want to be, but then if you look back, it's like where you are right now is where you wanted to be back then, where you know when you were down. So you just gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, like be thankful for what you have. Like kind of like J. Cole saying his song "Love Yours." You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's always gonna be a house that's better than yours, a girl that looks better than yours, a car that's better than yours. But you ain't gonna be happy until you love yours.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like, that's
Until you
what it is.
appreciate what you really
Ooh.
have. I swear.
Chill.
Man,
I
you give me
That's
goosebumps.
not
Give me goosebumps. Nah, bro. Like
shout out
that's
J.
why-
Cole.
Damn.
that's just
J.
big
Cole.
facts.
Do the real one.
It's honest shit, you know. It's
Yeah.
like,
That not like that's just facts though. Like I said, bro, I feel like people, they just never appreciate what they have. They always take it for granted, whether it's time, the people they have around them,
I
their
feel
family
like
and friends.
they're just like lost in trying to find, like, I think people think like happiness, like I think something big is people think like happiness is some kind of destination.
Right.
But it's like I've seen, it's like no, it's the moment you're in.
like
journey.
Like
Yeah,
people
the journey.
just have to understand too that there's always gonna be critics and people who
Yeah.
don't like the shit
Yep,
you do, because like you know,
always.
like because you know there's always gonna be haters. Like no matter what you do, how successful you are, like what you do in life, like you could become like let's just say like you become a doctor, right? But I'm over here like, oh, he's only a doctor for like this hospital. He's not like
Right.
a doctor,
He's not there for
like
this
you know, like
hospital, yeah.
negative shit, you know. But like
Hating ass motherfucker.
But
He's
like,
not a neurological doctor.
that's what like people gotta understand. It's like fuck the critics, just keep doing you.
Yep.
Like focus on you. Like
Right. No.
or, like who are they to
agree.
judge you?
they only
you know?
hating because you winning.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, man, just stay in your lane and just focus on yours. It doesn't matter how much he's making, how much she's making. Just focus on your bag and just keep going from there. That's
Like
it.
focus on yourself, stay in your lane, and then literally stay in your lane. Like you ain't got no like little reason to be like calling other people out because they're working on themselves.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and like I said, living a life in comparison is not good. The grass is never greener on the other side. I mean, as much as we hear that growing up, it's true. You know, like,
Oh, it's just turf.
right? No, like you might just see fucking this guy like living like all good on social media, but deep down, let's say behind those pictures and whatnot, he might be like miserable as fuck.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, everybody comes from different circumstances and situations to be where they're at. You feel me? So it's just right now, just focus on yourself and just honestly get yours for real.
You got all the money in the world. You still won't be happy.
Yeah. Like there's that photo that I seen on Instagram that I always talk about. It's like a picture of just like an apple. It's like the shiniest apple, like red apple, green apple. It's like super shiny. It looks so like good, but then like behind it, it's like rotten. It's bitten into.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like that picture like literally speaks for me.
Yeah,
Like
no, for
damn, things look, different from like perspectives,
Yeah.
So like transitioning to life lessons, like what is one thing that happened to you that kind of taught you a lesson about life, or like something that like a part or a time in your life, or like let's just say it was like you broke a leg and then you like how did that affect you? Like,
Yeah.
what was like one event in your guys' life that like you kind of took it as a lesson? I don't know, I'd like to share.
Honestly, at least me, I mean, I'd say losing people that you love, like especially because like I said, bro, like you it's life. You never know when that shit's gonna happen. Like when you lose somebody you love at it's just kind of like, damn, like I didn't know life was like this. And it just makes you cherish the people that you have around you even more. And it's just, you know, losing somebody that's dear to you, someone that, you know, you love, and then, you know, when they're gone, it's just kind of like, damn, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, or whatever. Like, you're always gonna have those hypothetical moments, but it's just, you know, that happened. Now whoever's here and whatnot, cherish those and love them, you know.
I think to like piggyback off of that, it's like, you know, don't take time for granted. You know, like if you have that moment with them, like take it in, because you never know when it's the last moment. It's the last thing you say. It's the last time you hung out. So I think that's a pretty good, a good way to look at things. I think like a lesson that I learned is like literally like you got to be there for yourself, because I've had situations where, you know, I would go and seek for help from certain people, and it's like, you know, and it's always the like, oh, I'll be there if you need me type of deal.
Yeah.
And you go and it's like, hey, I need you now. So like, well, yeah, you're gonna come through. And it's like, no, at the end of the day, they're not there anymore. So it's like, okay, you know, you got to get yourself together now, because you literally only got yourself. So I feel like as much as people say, oh, I'm gonna be there for you, like I've, you know, seen it kind of blow up in my face, like, man, they really weren't there for you. So you got to prepare yourself, mentally prepare yourself for anything that could happen. You got to have your own back and shit. So I feel like that's a lesson learned. Like, next time, I'm going to just get myself. I'm going to do this shit for me. Because when people say they're going to be there, sometimes they're really not. And, like, kudos to those who really do keep their words and be like, okay, yeah, I'm here. What can I do for you? So I think that's one lesson that I'm definitely going to take in life, you know?
Shout out to the real ones.
Yeah.
Let me share one of my experiences. Like, one of my experiences when I was at the lowest of the lowest in my life was when I fucked up my back really bad. It's like I couldn't sleep, couldn't walk. Like, I walk here to like the bathroom and like my back would just like blow, like it hella hurts. I can't move no more, you know, so I had to sit down. So like during that time, like nobody knew what I was going through but myself, because it was like just me and God, like literally, like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like at that time, it's like we already lost my father, so I was just kind of like in a dark place, kind of, you know, like I was traveling, working at that time, like around the United States and shit like that, but it was just like it happened during like when I was out in Boise, and then, you know, coming back home, I was just like, fuck, like I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, because like I'm so limited, like I can't even walk, like that's how bad it was, you know, I couldn't even stand, I can't even sleep without turning every like hour. And the pain was just so bad to the point where like you just think about life like, damn, like I'd rather just die, like am I miserable? Like that's how bad I was, like at one point in my life, you know, and like nobody knew about it, but it was just like for me, I just kind of like leaned on God, like like for me, that's who I like felt like to God, you know. I was just like, you know what, like it's all God's plan, like He wouldn't give me anything I can't handle. Like He built me for this shit, you know. It's like it's not like this shit happened, like it just happened. Like I just felt like it's part of my destiny that I had to face. So it was like to overcome that shit, I just had to like believe in myself and like dedicate myself to myself. Like when I did that, I felt like I like lost a lot of relationships because I couldn't do shit. So I was just like at home doing therapy, going to chiropractor every fucking like other day. You know, like, and it was hard. And then like, you know, like after like months and months and months, like I started getting better and better. And then it's just kind of like you realize how like thankful you are for life, you know, like life could, like one little situation could fuck up anything, could fuck up life for you, you know, like you go driving or something, you get in a car accident, like boom, that's life. Like, you know, like you could go paralyzed or some shit, you know. So it's just like, don't take life for granted, you know. It's like we're all just here. I believe that we're all just here temporarily, and then once you accomplish what you're here for, then your chapter ends, you know.
Like this is our temporary home. And like I really love that for you, that, you know, during your hardest time, like, you know, you see it that it was just you and God, because I think that's one thing too, like, you know, us growing up Christian, it's like the one thing that always remained constant was God. No matter how many relationships you've lost along the way, it's like when you look at it, like God, the only person that makes things possible, was there for you.
He was always there,
you know. And so
Yeah.
it's like during your hardest battles, during your happiest, it's like, who made it happen? It's you and God, because, you know, like you trust and believe that, you know, He is the one who make things possible for you.
Yep.
So
Like
that's,
even like
that's good.
yeah, how I saw it was like even like in such a negative time in my life, I saw the positivity out of
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
You know,
hell yeah.
like,
I feel like
I see like how like strong I could be. Like I could
Yeah.
get through this shit. You know.
Yep.
yeah, I feel like God, he breaks you down, just builds you up even stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's true.
No, dude, that's facts for reals. Like I said, man, everybody's fighting through their own battles and their own demons, and at the end of the day, like when you're going through all that, you always have one part like, damn, like God, please help me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like he's always like people's last resort.
Like,
So
like,
but then at the end of the day, he's always been there.
He remains
Yeah.
constant. And in general, it's just keep believing in yourself.
yeah, like
and
believe in your faith and
believing
believe
in-
like have
yeah.
faith and believe in
Yeah.
what you believe in. You know,
Yeah.
'cause
That's good, man. Like that's good to hear, like self growth from
Yeah.
you and like everybody else too. That's
Yeah,
very good.
I'm really glad that like we're like all here to hear about the advices and lessons that we could all take part from.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
So kind of transitioning back to I guess my life lesson and advice that I would like to share with everybody is pretty much our slogan is to live your purpose out loud. Like let me kind of just break that down a little bit. I feel like that is just everybody was created to do something. You know what I mean? Like everybody's meant to live a life with a purpose. You know what I mean? And the thing is that people they get scared of other people's criticism and that starts to build self-doubt, and then you're always thinking, oh, like this guy's thinking about this or this girl's gonna say this about me. It's like at the end of the day, like no one's really thinking about you. That self-doubt that you create is just yourself. You're holding yourself in from what you could really do. You just got to break your wings and just fly.
like
Yeah.
like get out of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
Like you
Yeah.
are your worst critic, your worst like enemy
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So once you learn to get rid of those like those voices in your head,
Yeah.
like that's when you literally become invincible.
Yeah, like you said, bro. Like when you say you're not good enough, trust me, you are good enough.
Yeah, like
You
adding
know?
on to that, like I remember reading this thing about like it was a rock. It was a story that I read. I came across, and there's a boy and a dad, like and his father, right? So basically, his father told him like, "Oh, go get this stone from this lake, right, and bring it back to me." And then he brought it back to him, and he's like, "All right, take it to the general store, which is like a regular store, like a pawn shop, whatever, right?" And then he's like, ask him how much they're willing to give it to you, but don't sell it.
Mhm.
So he got that rock. He came and he showed his dad. His dad said, okay, go there. So he went to the store and he showed the dude, and the dude was like, I could give you like $5 for it.
Mm.
So he listened to his dad. Oh, don't sell it. Bring it back. So when he brought it back to his dad, he's like, all right, go to this store now. So he went there, and the guy's like, I give you 50 cents.
Mm.
Don't sell it. Come back. And then like after like 4 or 5 stores, like he went to one, and the guy's like, I'll give you $1 million. So like basically the lesson of it is like, it's like you're worth more to like in someone else's eye. You could be worth
Yeah.
more.
Don't
Ooh,
ever
that
sell
was-
yourself
Yeah,
short.
Never
don't
sell
sell
yourself
yourself
short.
You know, like
don't settle for less.
It's
and
like-
don't settle for less.
it's kind of
Never.
like kind of like even like cars and stuff like that. You know, like
Yeah.
like your fucking Honda Civic, it must like could be worth $1 million in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, it could be worth like $5, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because that's you.
Hondas.
It's like it's just like values, like self values and
Lawnmowers.
shit like that. You know,
Mhm.
Just
I agree.
know
Yeah.
your worth.
Yeah.
Know
Definitely,
your worth,
yeah.
Know your
Self-worth
worth. Know
is
your
king.
value. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Self-worth is king. Like you gotta know what you're worth. Don't settle for less, and don't ever sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Take risks. Don't ever be afraid to hop out that nest and spread your wings and fly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Like you know, like one thing I felt too is like people they're so scared of failing.
Yeah,
Bro.
failure is the
Facts.
part.
Like-
that's the
like, that's the
road
thing,
to
it's like-
success.
Some people they're scared to get out of the comfort zone. They're scared to do something because they're scared to fail. They're
Yeah,
scared like
but failure, because people are scared, they just are afraid of being criticized. But I
Yeah.
tell people, man, failure is one of the keys to success.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Because you don't know your failures, then you can't improve
Like
upon
how do
them.
you know
Yeah.
to like work on
it's
it,
like
you know?
you have to lose to know how it felt like to win.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
yeah, and every successful person, they've got a story where they failed. Did they give
Mhm.
up? No.
I don't know.
That's the thing. They kept consistent. They believed in themselves. and that's why they are where they are now.
I mean, like even like you look at like Michael Jordan, right? I know you guys are kept up with him, but he got cut in high school. Like, he didn't even make his high school team.
Basketball team.
And look, he became one of the greatest ever to play in the like NBA. You know,
Yeah.
like
I agree. Yeah, that's it. Like, don't be afraid of failure. Like, don't. Who gives a damn what she says? They, whatever. At the end of the day, just do you. Like
Yeah,
really
like,
believe in yourself.
don't be afraid to like fail and disappoint others, because at the end of the day, like we say, is like all you got is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Like that person that was disappointing you might just be there for that time being. Like,
Yep.
if they really love you and support you, they're happy for you, win or lose.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right,
they got
yeah.
your back all the way. They got your back all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that kind of goes back to what Elijah was saying too, like a change of environment. If you feel like you're in a bad place to where you can't grow, change your environment to really let yourself grow, because let's just say your circle of friends, like, like they're keeping you like this kind of tight, but it's just as soon as you leave, like, bro, like you could grow your wings, like, and fly,
Expand.
expand.
It's true too. Like,
Expand your horizons.
like the people that you surround yourself with, right? Like you surround yourself with like a bunch of shit talker the whole time when you guys are hanging out. You guys are just
That's
shit
all
talking.
you do.
But
Gossiping.
if you hang out yourself with a bunch of businessmen, you guys gonna be talking about business the whole time.
You're
You
gonna
know,
get that
so it's
paper.
like you talk about people who just want to have fun and like just drink and go out, and the whole time you guys just talking about drinking and going out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like levels to life. I felt like like maturity and everything.
Right. Hell yeah.
We're not saying
It's
not to
like-
go out and have fun.
Yeah,
It's
like-
just have that balance,
Yeah, it's like for me, like personally, I'm saying like don't go, like I'm not saying like don't have fun and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. Like live your life, do what you gotta do, but at the same time, just remember it's like don't waste your time on Earth too, because we're here only for a little bit.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
accomplish as much as you can and like set like foundation for your generations. Like
Yeah.
further generations. It's like that's how I see shit. Like
Mhm.
And I think a lot of like people, they struggle a lot on finding like their purpose in life. Like
yeah.
even me personally, like I still struggle, like what is my purpose? And whether you look at like religion, maybe this is the purpose I'm set for. There's some way somehow you're set on earth to live your purpose, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like until you find it, like just keep manifesting the best things for yourself, as well as like maybe that is your purpose. Like if it's for you to be a good person, to be genuine, and all that, like I feel like that is part of the journey to you finding your purpose. So it's important, like everything you do in life.
That's true.
It
That's true.
affects you, affects the people you're around.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, man, like I've said again, and I'm saying again once more. It's just you never know who you can inspire. Always carry yourself in a good way with a good attitude and a good positive, sense of life. Seriously.
And like I felt too, like also that like a lot of people like they're like embarrassed of their status, like
Yeah.
like how I was talking to
Yeah.
you about it, like like
yeah.
like some people would be like, oh, it's a janitor work, I don't want to be a janitor, but these motherfuckers are making like $35, let's just say, like, and then you're over here with a degree making 24, 25, but you're scared because you don't want to be seen as a janitor. That's why it says like don't be afraid of who you are, like like it's like you do it for a living, like that's your hustle, like don't like worry about your own hustle, like this dude, he makes a living off selling drugs, that's on him. This guy's a doctor, that's on him. Like at the end of the day, it's just like make yours, don't worry about what other people gotta say about what you do, because I feel like a lot of people, they're scared of criticism, like oh, like of course everybody wants to become a doctor. If life was easy, everybody would be a doctor, a lawyer.
Right.
I wouldn't.
like
I wouldn't either.
I'd be a horrible
Lives are at
doctor.
stake.
like, I'm just saying, like those are the
Yeah,
people where like you automatically look, like, oh, they got money,
yeah.
But
Versus,
that's
like,
yeah.
that's what I say is like don't worry about status, like worry about yourself.
It goes back to like staying in your lane, like focus on yourself. You shouldn't be focusing or worried about anybody else but yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, even if like let's say you make like 90K a year, don't bash on somebody that's making 50K a year. It's kind of like, bro, like they're maybe they got like a different circumstance than what you got.
And like
You
I
know what I
said,
mean?
like you look back and then it's like if you're the 90K, like at one point you were that 50K.
Yeah, you were that 50K.
And that 50K person or whatever, it's
Uh-huh.
like, at one point they were only at 10. And so where
yeah.
they are now
Yep.
is success for them. So
Yep.
you shouldn't, like beat them down.
Yep,
like what if
exactly.
where they're at now is where they wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And same, and you just got to look at yourself too. Like that's you are where you wanted to be.
Yeah,
And
like like tying back to all that, just kind of like don't forget your roots. Like where you came from. Like no matter like how rich or successful you become, like don't forget about your roots. Like
La Crescenta.
always know where you came from. Like some people, like I know a lot of people that made a little money and started changing. Like like they act like, oh, I don't want to live in the hood. I can't be from the hood no more. But it's like, bro, like the hood made you who you are. It's like you grew up in the ghetto. Like
have you heard that
it's
quote
like
where
that's
you
all you known, but you're over here now just because you made a little money. You think you're too good for the for the ghetto now or something.
have you heard that
Still
quote
human.
where you give a person a lot of money and it brings out the true person himself?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
it's true.
Yeah,
money
it's true.
will change people. I'm not
Because
saying
nobody can money is power.
Yeah. I'm not
So
saying
it is
money is
true.
bad, but then I'd say the person is bad. Greed is bad, Like I feel like that's like a start of greed,
It's like money like they say money is the root to all evils, which is like true, but at the same time too, it's just who you are as a person.
it's just who you are as a
know,
person,
like-
on how you were raised, how your morals and values.
And like
are,
it's
you know what I
okay
mean?
to be like, okay, now that I have money, I'm not gonna go back to like the hood.
Right.
I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
back to where I'm from. Like it's okay to grow from that.
Yeah.
But like to like probably like
to like look down
To
on
look
people
down on
who
where
are
you came
still
from.
Degrade
there.
other
Yeah.
Don't look down
people.
where you came from.
like,
no.
oh, you're just there. Like I'm up here. Like that's
Yeah.
different. That's
It's like,
wrong.
damn, y'all still kick it there, y'all still drink like this, y'all still. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, like who are you to criticize their life, man? Like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like just focus on
Stay in
on
your
yourself,
lane.
and and instead of being that person that criticizes them and like degrades them, why don't you try to uplift them? You know
Give
what I
them
mean?
like
Bring
don't
them up.
gatekeep. Like give them tips and
Yeah, give 'em
advices
tips,
on
yeah.
what they can do to get to where you are. You know.
that's just one thing too. I feel like people, they never like. I guess people that are like considered successful. I feel like most of them, they don't ever want to share their tips of success because they're like, ah, man, fuck them. Like who are they to me? Like I don't need to tell them nothing. But it's
Because
kind
like
of
some people they're scared that
They're scared that
might
they said that
outgrown-
that person
yeah.
might up
Like,
success.
yeah,
them.
they're like gatekeeping.
Yeah, it's kind of like, bro, like if you were like a good person or like if you're such a good friend, why don't you encourage your friends, uplift your friends, and upbring them? You know what I mean? So you guys can all have this success together.
Exactly. You could share that success.
Even with your friends and your family. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you gonna be stingy about it? That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I swear. But that's just the world we live in. It's just-
Evil
that's just the world we live in, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are, they live their life based off of like a status and off of a salary, but
It's just sad because, like I say, like people nowadays they live their life to other people's expectation, not their own.
I
You know,
think I
like,
blame social media for that.
I mean, that's
That played a huge role in it.
It plays.
No, it's-
Yeah, it plays a big role.
elaborate a little more. Like try to explain a little more.
I agree with him because,
Yeah.
like, say, it's like I took a media class at
Uh-huh.
Sac State when I was going there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I took a class at Sac State when I was going there, and it's a media class, and we learn about all that shit. Like social media portrays what like the world wants you to think what it
What
should
like the
be.
whole general public
Like-
thinks, yeah.
Like for instance, like like you look at like models on the magazine, they're all slim, all like pretty, all like abs and all that shit. So it makes a woman think that like,
That's
oh, I don't look like that.
the
That's how I
image
want
they
to
need
look.
to be
Yeah, like it's an
Yeah.
image painted in your head. Just like
Yeah.
dudes, like they think,
no,
oh,
it's
I'm supposed to be a meathead, all muscular,
Shit.
you know.
Yeah.
But
He's all juiced up like this.
yeah, it's like,
Wipe my ass, son.
babe, I can't.
Bro, I can't even wipe his ass, fool.
yeah,
but-
literally.
But it's just like media what they portrays and you like portray and like they put a picture in your head of like this
No, it's
is
true.
brainwash kind of type shit where like, we want you to think that this
Like,
is
that's a
supposed to be like
perfect
this.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like they put that in your mind. So like people often forget to love themselves. They think like, oh, I don't look like that, so I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect. I'm not like but it's fucking media, bro. Like
And I
that's
think
what
that's
they're
just
there
how
for,
like
you know?
toxic behaviors happen too. It's like, oh, like you don't look like that, so like I might just like fuck around and like go find someone who does fucking look like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go find someone who's thick because you're fat, like shit like that. Honestly, So I think it does play a big role. And like, let's just say like you stay off of like media, like, you know, how would that change your life, or how would you adjust things?
I did so back in 2020, right? I quit social media for like 6 months. In those 6 months, it helped me realize a lot.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's like, you know, how it just like changed a lot for me. Like for me, like I don't know, I make sure the facts are right first, because you know, social media is like, you know, gossiping. You get wrong information,
That's
false
true.
information.
It's like bias.
Yeah, bias and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then, you know, second too, you know, I was addicted to social media because I'm not sure, but you people have this for, but you know, I was a social media addict. Like I always want likes and all that shit. You know, so
They
I'm
see
like,
attention.
yeah, pretty much, you know, and you know, I basically want attention. You know, I post dumb as shit to get attention and likes. And you know,
There's a lot of people out there like that, man.
Yeah.
yeah, but quit social media for at least 1 to 3 months at first as a test, or one month at first. Then after that, you do the second month and third month. Like I said, I did for 6 months. It changed a lot for me. It's like I don't judge people a lot anymore too, and you know, for me, I can actually talk to people in person much better now. Could help with my social skills.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
good.
Like that forces you to talk to people, to have that human interaction. Because bro, like sometimes people, they just get so caught up just on their phones like this, like through texting and all that. I'm just kind of like, damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a bad texter. I cannot text for shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't read emoji. That's like Google it sometimes to know what they mean.
Elijah, how do you feel about like social media? Like
social media, I feel like, well, I hear people saying like it's toxic and it's bad all the time, but honestly, it's really not. It's just what you pay attention to. Like you really could just turn off your phone, fool. Like,
yeah.
and then
Also-
boom, it's done.
Social media's not bad. It's depending on who you follow. Like I have a TikTok. I watch, you know, videos on, you know, self-improvement and you know, and food recipe and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's depending what you want to do with
It's-
social media.
yeah.
It's a tool
It's
for
what
good
you
or
do
bad.
with it.
Yeah.
It's a tool for good or bad.
It's like
Yeah.
the content of like what you want, like
Yeah.
to see.
It's like how do you use
what,
social
what you
media?
follow.
Yeah.
You know, like
What
could
you
use
do
that as
with
a-
it.
It's like you could use that as a platform to
A
grow,
resource.
or you could use it as a, you know, as a platform for you to hate and look at
Spread
other people's
gossip.
life and spread gossip.
And start drama. Who start drama of social media? Come on.
Everybody do.
Bro, everybody.
Right.
bro.
How do you do
Everybody.
that?
You'd be
That's why this,
surprised.
you know, it's just kind of like, bro, like,
But that's the thing about social media, though. Like everybody's there to try to prove their point. That's just
Yeah.
it.
it's like, oh, you know, I got
it's
this.
like
and that.
like it's just kind of like people do it for attention, and people do it for like I say, like to try to prove their point. Like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So that's how like shit goes.
And
like,
that's why
debates and
sometimes
stuff
they get
happens, you know?
banned, and it's like,
Yeah.
thank God you're finally off it. I don't know.
I just post for the memes. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just
But-
a lot of ignorant people out there.
All in all, I think if you,
I'm not gonna
you
lie
know-
though. Like one of my toxic traits about social media is those motherfuckers who post shit every fucking day about the same fucking shit, or like basically they just want attention, so they just start posting
For
stuff,
real.
bro. Like
It's like, damn, son. Like, no one needs to know if you're
Like-
changing
See,
your
but
kids'
that-
diapers
but that's
or
the
something.
thing, too.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're
it's-
showing
it's-
love.
It's what you do with. It's what you do with it. Like for me personally, if I feel like this person doesn't benefit me in my life, and in reality, if I see you on the streets and I don't say hi to you, I'm probably not gonna have you on social media.
That's
Yeah.
that's true.
That's the thing
But
with me.
like-
Like everybody
but
on
like
my
these,
list,
like
yeah.
like for instance, like this is somebody I know personally. Like I respect him, he respect me,
Whoever's
but I'm just like, dude, your social media gets kind of annoying.
And that's where you could just be like, okay, I'm gonna
I
just
feel
kind
it.
of
Hey,
unfollow
you know what I do though?
Yeah,
I
unfollow
just
and
I just snooze them.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
see his shit.
Bro,
Bro,
I'm
you
gonna
know
snooze you
what?
for 30 days.
Oh, you know what
When
annoys
30
the
days
fuck
come
out
up,
of me?
I'm snooze again.
Like people who post respect. I know y'all do it, but respectfully, motherfuckers who be posting quotes every day, like we don't really read that.
You know what?
Nobody
Leave me
really-
alone.
Hey, motherfuckers really don't give a fuck if you post.
Leave
quotes.
me
We don't
alone.
read it, bro.
But that's where they're probably like, maybe I'm that one person. Like if I post it, if I post this post, maybe it might like influence someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so see, it's really what you do, your intentions. I feel on social media that
I mean, like quotes and stuff like that is cool though, because like sometimes like some quotes you read it,
That
and
shit's
you're
it's
like,
super
oh
inspiring.
shit,
Like,
yeah.
and, like, it's like a Bible verse, you know. It's like
I mean,
like,
it's-
I have this Bible app on my thing where it's like they give you a verse every day,
Mhm.
a different verse.
No,
So
it
it's just,
depends what
Like,
quotes.
you start your day
Yeah.
with that kind of type shit.
Yeah.
Like you wake up in the morning, you read this quote. If it's a positive quote, it gives you like, a little boost. Like, oh shit, maybe
Yeah.
like
And,
you
yeah.
see shit differently.
like
And-
those sad quotes be annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
There are some
Bruh.
people where it's
Like,
kind
we
of
don't
like,
give a fuck,
bro,
respectfully.
like clearly
Leave me
something's
alone.
wrong.
Bro, it's
Clearly
like
something's
yeah,
wrong.
I
it's
can
like-
see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
You're angry. Regret that shit.
I feel attacked right now.
Like, bro, like, sad people be sharing shit like this. It's like, you didn't look at me right, so I left.
Like, go talk to
Like,
go talk to somebody. Don't post that shit on IG or nothing.
That's so
'cause
funny.
That's so corny.
That's
Who
just
does that?
corny. I ain't gonna
You know
lie.
Okay, I don't go
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Or,
that I should abuse the lyrics.
or
It's,
yeah.
it's like yeah, it's just like quotes. I understand what you're saying
Yeah.
too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when it's like stupid quotes, like
Yeah,
quotes
just
that's like
stupid quotes.
no, it's not meaningful. Then it's just kind of like, bro, like you need some meaningful quotes.
It's like,
man.
all right,
Yeah.
little
You should
funny
put them
guy.
on game, Elijah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember back in like 2012, 2014, that stupid quote? I like Dragon say that. That quote. Oh my god! I'm just gonna.
What happened?
It said boyfriend, girlfriend, friendship. They all have a common end.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
friendship,
I just thought that
yeah.
corny ass freaking poem
Yeah.
or quote.
Yeah, see those.
There's an end to relationships.
There's an end to everything, though.
Yeah, there's an end to
Yeah.
everything.
It's just really corny. I'm like,
There's an
God.
end to everything, so live your purpose.
Live your purpose out loud.
Don't take things for granted.
Let it be
and-
known. Let it be known out there, guys.
2010 to 2014 was wild.
You know, like we encourage you to like be the change you want to see. You know,
Yeah.
like it starts with you. Like honestly,
Mhm.
like in everything, like it starts with you. Like, you know, like
Mhm.
you want change in your life, it starts with you. You want
Mhm.
change in something, it starts with you.
Yeah.
You know, so like I encourage everybody to like change for the good. You know, like change is not always bad. You know,
Mhm.
like it might be uncomfortable at first, but like, you know, it's like a job. It's like when you first start a job, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be like
Uncomfortable.
uncomfortable, but once you get a hang of it, it becomes like a natural flow. Like it just like a rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
Adapt to it, and you know, like I said, bro, like things will eventually fall in place.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
don't worry about the critics, don't worry about the negativity. Just focus on you and what your goal is, and trust me, you'll be much more happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, remember, guys, to live your purpose out loud. Thank you guys for tuning in this first episode. It's a very special episode for us. You know, thank you guys for watching till the end, and as always, stay blessed till the end.
Catch you on the
Bye,
next one.
everyone.